The American Legion has a team of service officers nationwide that help veterans develop their disability claims so they will be processed through the Department of Veterans Affairs. We work hard, and it's free of charge. Our service officers assist them in gaining the records and the information and the physicals and the medical documentation they need to deliver a well-developed claim to the Department of Veterans Affairs. The better that claim is developed, hopefully the faster it will be adjudicated by the Department of Veterans Affairs. So the first step is for a veteran to approach a service officer through the American Legion to have their claim developed, to have a service officer assist them in developing that claim. Once that claim is delivered to the Department of Veterans Affairs, they need to act on it in a more timely manner. One of the problems we're seeing in the development and adjudication of these claims is that once it gets in the hands of the Department of Veterans Affairs, it sits for 12, 24, 36 months. Veterans are waiting to hear any kind of response from the Department of Veterans Affairs if their claim has been processed, if their disability compensation has been granted, what kind of rating they'll receive so they can have access to the very healthcare system that was developed for them, the Department of Veterans Affairs. It's a unique healthcare system and it has a unique patient population, and that patient population is America's veterans. So when that claim is finally in the hands of the Department of Veterans Affairs after it's been developed by our service officers, it's up to VA to, in an efficient and timely manner, in a fair process, adjudicate that claim and get back to the veteran. What we're seeing right now that's attributing to this huge backlog and the delay in processing of claims is a lack of quality in processing that claim once it's on the desk of the Department of Veterans Affairs adjudicators. What the American Legion is saying is part of a solution to this problem, part of a solution to allow these veterans to receive the disability compensation they've earned through their service, part of the solution to make sure that no more veterans are dying while their claims are being adjudicated is for VA to focus more on quality of adjudication, the quality of work that's put into processing that claim, and the timeliness. If the VA adjudicator realizes that this claim would be more substantial with more evidence processed by the service officer and the veteran him or herself, the VA needs to act in a timely manner and make sure the quality of that document, of that claim, is met. So VA can process that, get it off their desk, and get a fair rating back to the veteran. What we do not want to see, what the American Legion is emphasizing, is that VA focus more on that quality that I just explained and less on quantity. They shouldn't focus on a VA adjudicator just getting a claim off their desk, just moving one claim after the other and just saying it needs to go back or remanded back to the service officer and back to the veteran so it can be developed and remanded and they could resubmit the claim. A VA processor right now will get credit for moving a claim off their desk. We'll get credit for saying, okay, this one's moved, so they're meeting their quota in terms of the number of claims they're moving. It doesn't matter how well they've processed that claim or if they've identified areas in that claim that could help bolster the credibility of that claim or help that veteran receive a fair rating on their claim. What it does do is allow them to move claims without fairness to the veteran who submitted the claim. So what the American Legion is stressing on Capitol Hill with VA and with the administration is that let's focus on the quality of this document. Let's focus on the quality of our jobs. How well are we processing these claims? And the American Legion wants to be partners with the Department of Veterans Affairs to smooth this system out so we don't have generations of America's veterans waiting for their claims to be adjudicated or waiting for the timely adjudication and recognition of their service to this country. Not only is it affecting the veteran in uniform, but it also affects their families. These veterans have these disabilities. It could be mental health care or physical disabilities. It doesn't affect just that single veteran. It affects their family members. So the speed in processing those claims and the fairness in which VA rates those claims will ease a lot of the problems that our veterans are facing today. And we're talking every generation, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, Iraq, and Afghanistan veterans. It seems overwhelming, but it's not a task that VA can't meet, and it's not something that the American Legion is going to let happen. We're going to team with VA, we're going to team with Congress, we're going to do our jobs as veterans advocates and as Legionnaires to make sure that VA, Congress, and the administration listen, we fairly address this processing issue, and we develop reform for the disability processing within the Department of Veterans Affairs.